Hey, we're live. What's up, my ninjas? Good to see you. Getting in my first cup of Joe this morning. It's a little bit late for coffee, I guess, for a lot of people, but I drink the decaf stuff. Anybody out there that caffeine makes them a little bit cray cray? So, quick story before I get on to the lesson here. For those of you out there that are drinking lots of coffee and Red Bulls and things like that, when I owned my air conditioning company before I sold it, I was drinking at least 2.5 large cups of coffee a day, like, the 24-ounce ones. How many coffee drinkers do I have out there? Put coffee down in the comment. Or what is your energy drink of choice? For Brittany, it used to be Bang. I used to do the Monster energy drinks, those low carb ones. So, how many of you out there have got a caffeine addiction? I got to know right now. So, let me tell you a little bit of story about caffeine and why I drink decaf coffee. So, I think it was 2012. I was running my HVAC business before I sold it. And what's up, duck, deer, fish? Come on, son, I drink 3 pots a day. Oh, man. So here was my experience. I did that for a long time. And, there's a lot of stress in operating and owning a company. You've got a lot of people who you're responsible for. At the time, I was responsible for probably at least 100 lives. So that carries some pressure. And I would drink at least 2 of those 24-ounce cups of coffee before 7, 8 o'clock. And then I would start it off with the Monsters after that. And one day I was at the scrapyard dropping off a trailer full of metal, getting ready to collect some cash. And my heart started going crazy. I started not being able to breathe. I checked my pulse and I was at like 100 and something crazy beats a minute, and I wasn't exercising or anything like that. And I literally thought I was dying. I struggled. I called my general manager. I was like, listen, I think I'm having a heart attack. And she was like, who's around you? I said, I can see a trailer in front of me for the scrapyard. She said, try to make it in there. So I stumbled up the stairs, opened the door, and the lady's sitting there. And I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. And she said, sit down. They called the ambulance and everything. I'm freaking out. I can't get a hold of my family. I'm thinking I'm going to die, right? And turns out it was a panic attack. And turns out that the caffeine was what was making me like super, super, like, not just anxious, but it would give me kind of like a hair trigger. Anybody out there experience that when you have too much caffeine, how you can be like a little on edge, right? And what I determined was that was not good for my position as a manager, right? I got to be cool, calm, and collected, right? And you guys already know I got a bit of a hair trigger, right? So let's get into the lesson today. If you would please, just as a show of courtesy or a thank you, could you please put somebody's name down in the comments that you don't think really they even know the purpose of their job or what their job is? Can anybody put it in the comments? I want some guesses right now. What is the purpose of your job, and what is your job? I want to know. If you just put it down in the comments. So when I travel around the country and I ask this question, I almost never ever get anybody who's even close to what the purpose of their job and what their job is. When I say, what's the purpose of your job? People usually say it's to fix things, or it's to help customers, or it's to repair air conditioners or furnaces or electric panels or plumbing systems. And really, if you think about it, let's say that you're Joe Biden, Mark says. So if you think about it from an owner's perspective, do you think the owner of your company got up one day and said, I think I want to spend $30,000-$40,000 of my cash, maybe 30 grand in debt, maybe 70 grand in total, hire a new technician, buy a bunch of uniforms, train that technician, put them on the road, put insurance on that car, get somebody to dispatch them. And I just want to do it because I want to help customers. I want to fix stuff. Is that what the owner decided one day? And then he just repeated it over and over and over again. Is that why I was in business? Was it to help customers? Well, we've got to help customers, right? That needs to be a primary focus when we go into our jobs. But knowing the purpose of our job is extremely important. Without it, you're never going to be prepared to do your own thing. If you're out there thinking that you want to start your own company, you need to know what the purpose of your job is now. Are you ready for it? Here we go. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this live, will you please just type live in the comments for me? And if you're watching it on a replay, will you please type replay? I so appreciate that. I really, truly do. Thank you in advance. So, you ready? Drum roll. Brrr. The purpose. Oh, yeah. Cut my finger trimming my peppers the other day. Sucked. No good. So the purpose of your job, are you ready? Drum roll. Brrr. Purpose of your job is to generate revenue and profits for the company. That's what the boss created that job for, to generate more revenue and more profits for the company. In business, making a profit, remember this, in business, making a profit is not an option. It's a requirement. Okay? It's not an option. It's a requirement. If there's no profit, you gone. That's why 85% of businesses are out of business in the first 5 years. Some stupid statistic like that, right? Now let's get to the second question. What is your job? Well, is my job to go fix air conditioners and make people happy and make friends? No. You ready? Here it is. Drum roll again. What is your job? We talked about what the purpose is. The purpose is to generate revenue and profit for the company. But your job is to make people feel good about buying from you. To make people feel good about buying from you. Why do I say that? People buy when they feel good, right? A lot of you are out there trying to logic people into buying a Carrier 15, 16, 18, 20 SEER variable speed. You're trying to talk them into a Rinnai tankless water heater or something like that, right? Your job is to make them feel good about buying from you. There's a couple different ways that we teach how to do that inside of our classes and inside of our masterminds, and you really should be inside of there. I'm going to give you one right now. One of the ways that we make people feel good about buying from us is by listening to them. In order to listen to them, we must ask the right questions at the right time. Why does it make them feel good? Because people love to hear the sound of their own voice. Also, did you realize that people love to be listened to? When was the last time somebody really truly sat back, listened to you, and made you feel heard? When was the last time that you actually felt heard inside of a conversation? Put it in the comments. Never? Years? Decades? Was it yesterday? People don't typically get to be heard. They have conversations with people that bounce back and forth, and hell, half the time they can't get a word in edgewise. All right. So that's one of the secrets, is asking the right questions at the right time. If you want some more of those questions, you want to head over to leadninjasystem.com and see what programs are offered there. We have something for everybody, everything from free up to $250,000, depending on the size of the company and what, if you want the whole squad come in there and attack things. So go head on over to leadninjasystem.com, see what I've got for you there. And thanks for hanging out with me today. Please put somebody's name down in the comments that you know needs to see this. Hell, if I go around the entire country and I've met with thousands and thousands of students and nobody's ever answered this question, you're probably going to be doing them a massive favor. Sometimes we need to check up from the neck up, and we need to know what our job is, and we need to know when we are doing our job, so that we know how valuable we are to the organization and what we can ask for, right? I talk to people all the time that don't have control of their time. One of the ways to get control of your time is to become good at communicating with customers, become a massive profit center to your company, and see if they don't treat you differently than the other people. We don't treat people equally as business owners. We're to treat them fairly. People are not equal. Sorry, guys. Hate to end it with that, but you know it's true. Peace.